Welcome to the Midnight Library. I'm Romi.
And I'm Kao. Good evening.
Tonight, as always, we light a single small story. One that's been sleeping somewhere in the world, waiting to be told. By the way, Kao, I came across a rather romantic piece of news recently.
A romantic piece of news. I'm intrigued.
The summer of 2024, a team of Polish divers discovered a 19th century shipwreck on the floor of the Baltic Sea.
A 19th century shipwreck? That alone makes my heart race.
And the ship was packed full of a certain cargo.
What was it? Treasure?
No, more than 100 bottles of champagne.
100 bottles of champagne. Sleeping on the seabed for 170 years.
Veuve Clicquot, and Heidsieck. The names of champagne houses still famous today were still on the bottles.
Just hearing the names brings a celebration to mind.
And there's a possibility it was being shipped to the Russian imperial court, which only deepens the story.
To think a glass chosen for an emperor was sleeping at the bottom of the sea.
Speaking of which, Carl.
Yes.
That sparkling drink, indispensable at any celebration. Champagne.
Yes, champagne.
Did you know it was actually born from a mistake?
Wait, from a mistake?
And at the time it was called the devil's wine.
The devil's wine? That's a name I never would have imagined.
Tonight, we bring you the story of a certain monk and a glass that held the stars. The time is the 17th century. The place, the Champagne region of France.
The place now called the home of champagne.
Yes, in a small village called Auvillers in Champagne, there was a monastery.
A monastery. They appeared in Night 6's coffee and Night 8's wine too.
You remember well. The monk in charge of that monastery's wine cellar was named Dom Pérignon. Dom Pérignon.
Dom Pérignon. Still famous today as the name of a luxury champagne.
Yes. Now, the Champagne region at that time had a rather troublesome problem.
What kind of problem?
This region is a very cold land, even within France.
Cold.
While the grapes were fermenting into wine, winter would arrive and the fermentation would stop.
The cold makes the yeast go dormant.
Exactly. And when spring came and it warmed up, fermentation would start again inside the bottle.
Which means inside the bottle, carbon dioxide keeps building up.
Yes, and the pressure inside the bottle keeps rising higher and higher.
I see.
What happened in the end? The bottles, one after another, exploded.
Exploded?
When one bottle exploded in the monastery cellar, the shock would shatter the bottle next to it, then the next, in a chain reaction.
What a terrifying sight.
Sometimes, in a single cellar, more than half of the bottles would shatter.
More than half? That's a huge loss.
Yes, so the people of Champagne back then called this sparkling wine the devil's wine, and they hated it.
To think those bubbles, now essential to celebrations, were once such a nuisance.
Now, here is the heart of Dom Perignon's story.
Yes.
Dom Pérignon spent many years researching how to tame this devil's wine into something usable.
He tried to make the best of a difficult situation.
Yes, ways to strengthen the bottles, ways to secure the corks, how to select the grapes, how to blend them.
Improving it one piece at a time.
And then, one day, it is said that Dom Pérignon took a sip of a beautifully made sparkling wine and cried out,
What did he say?
"Brothers, I am drinking the stars."
I am drinking the stars. What a romantic thing to say.
The moment the devil's wine became the wine of stars.
It's like a story from a picture book.
Though, to be honest, the leading theory is that this line about drinking the stars was a legend created in a later age.
Oh, he might not have said it himself.
Yes, it's said the line began to be told in the 19th century as advertising for the champagne industry.
I see. The story was beautifully polished after the fact.
There's one more interesting tale.
Yes.
Actually, the first person to write down the method of making bubbles inside a bottle wasn't French, but English.
English?
A scientist named Christopher Merritt recorded the method in a paper in 1662.
Long before Dom Pérignon.
Yes, but the ones who spread champagne to the world as a special drink to grace celebrations were, without a doubt, the people of the Champagne region of France.
It's less about who started it and more about who raised it into a culture. The news from the beginning sounds different to me now.
The 100 bottles of champagne found at the bottom of the Baltic Sea.
Each one of them was a crystallization of that transformation. From devil's wine into the wine of stars.
Yes, a crystallization of the long effort of people who kept improving it, even as the bottles exploded in that cold land.
How many stories must be packed into a single glass that slept on the seabed for 170 years?
Next time you hear the pop of a champagne cork, take a moment to remember the monastery of Champagne.
Yes, I drink if it's a feeling of drinking the stars.
Ha, that makes me happy. Next time, we'll tell the story of how the mirror was a witch's tool in ancient Egypt.
A mirror? A witch's tool? Now I want to know.
Stay tuned. Every night, we bring you a small story sleeping somewhere in the world.
If you enjoyed tonight's story, please subscribe and hit the like button.
Sleep well tonight. I'm Romi.
And I'm Kao. Good night.
See you tomorrow night.